Hi guys, welcome to the stream. I thought I'd just let everyone know this is hilarious. Fucking, well, see, Rise thinks that I call the police. I don't need to call the police. What I've actually done now, I've just made a phone call to one of my private carers and I've given them Rise's details. So not only they now have his account details, they've had my full consent and they've had my full permission to let him carry on. Just let him carry on, because they report back to my social worker on a regular basis, because obviously I have reviews. And it's down to my social worker that will pass it on to the police. I don't need to call the police. You see, I don't need to call the police. What these trolls and idiots don't realise is I'm on an adult care order for a reason. So it's like, you know, they're now harassing an upcoming terminal person that's disabled and shit like that. So it's
an upcoming terminal person. What is this? The cancer story again, Dan? Like I said, your past videos from probably 10 years ago, when you were grooming the kids, getting them into the private calls, and you were telling them how you were at death's door, you had cancer, you didn't have long to live, and getting them to do stuff on camera for you. It's quite funny how you went into PJ's and PJ started pulling you up by telling you, yeah, he used to watch you when he was with Mongo and he knows a bit about you. So he'll know what Mongo and you were up to in these little groups that you were in. Because I think it's actually quite funny, Dan, how those little groups where you were kicking around with Luke Pegler. Yep, kicking about with Luke Pegler, Mark Feely. And you never guess where Mark Feely started off his little career in grooming kids and doing it via the fucking webcam in private. Just a bit like you, Dan. It was all started through PlayStation, wasn't it, Daniel? He moved on to fucking things like Facebook. Then it went on to the live stream apps. Because Mark Feely, I do remember a few of his earlier videos that I've seen. He was a bit cocky as well, wasn't he, Dan? Thinking it was he could bluff his way out of stuff. He was never actually really charged with anything. But the proof was there. Remember the toothbrush up his arse and all sorts of stuff, getting the kids to do all sorts of stuff for him. A bit like you, Dan, because what was it you done to Paul Fairclough? You made him put a bottle somewhere where the sun doesn't shine. I do believe that video is out there somewhere. But again, I'm not giving that to the police because I would end up be getting charged with whatever, because I do believe Paul Fairclough was probably between the ages of 14 to 15. Just round about the time that you were flashing Paul Fairclough in the shower, calling him up on Facebook, a bit like Mark Feely. And you can't say you don't know who Luke Pegler is, because you know fine well who Luke Pegler was. Because the video I showed yesterday, he quite clearly stated, "Oh, hi Pegler, hi Pegs." Bit strange that Dan, he fucks off. His parents says he's not allowed online anymore. And it's a bit strange how you said, "Oh, I didn't know he was anything like that. He was just a guy with a speech impediment. He was a nice guy." No, you know exactly what he was doing, Dan, because there was a little group of yous running about doing the exact same shit. Yeah, you were the daddy figure. You were the so-called brains of the operation, Dan. You had the little kids getting all the other little kids to come in, sending them off to get all their friends and all the youngsters into the group. And you'd be sitting there with your camera on, being the big daddy, flashing all your cheap jewellery and games and shit. It's actually quite funny. What I'll do is I'll play this little thing just so everybody can realise that I'm not just saying it. You say it your own self, Dan, and remember, this is not the only one where you admit to what you've got on your record, Dan. So the 2018 DBS check, that's just a basic one for you going to court. Remember that, Dan. Is they're not allowed to put anything else on that, are they? Dan was masturbating live in PlayStation Network and streaming it on YouTube at the same time.
Yeah, we've had him about that. Don't you worry.
It's a physical impossibility.
Why would you? Did you hear about Dan shitting on the actual chair and throwing it against the wall? Dirty bastard, you.
Seen that. We have seen it all this week.
What, all of it?
All of it.
Impossibility.
Like every bit of it.
Yeah, dogs in vivariums.
You sick fuck! What about when you was having sex with fucking Emma live online?
I doubt that somehow.
Fucking right you was! You was having sex with fucking your girlfriend live online. Bullshit! Liar!
Medical impossibility for me to have sex.
Bullshit!
Dan, it was only a couple of weeks ago that you stated on air that you had sex a couple of weeks ago.
I can still enjoy sexual intimacy by touch, but I cannot physically have sex with a woman.
Wait.
What a load of fucking bullshit!
I have a growth in between my legs.
Dan,
Oh my god.
Oh, this is just gross.
Can you please answer an allegation that's been levied against you by the community? Has an allegation been aroused? I mean, arisen?
Aroused.
There's evidence of you getting your willy out on fucking PlayStation. What are
Dan,
you fucking doing?
Dan, you've been banging it out on playrooms again.
I wish I was.
He wishes he was banging one out on playrooms.
Well, no.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a medical impossibility. I cannot show
G-Man.
my penis. The videos that you are all looking at, the police are already aware of, and in fact, it's already on my criminal record.
So are you now admitting to having sexual offences on your criminal record?
I've got
Of course he is.
moon pooper.
Oh, they have to go and find the one where you admit to having been charged with having indecent images on your phone, where you were on Reels again and you clearly admit to having those stuff on your devices and you were charged with that, weren't you, Dan? And I won't go into what, in fact, about that was the 2 times that you were caught with Paige Phillips's pictures, wasn't it, Dan? And that's when your little friend Baz C started jumping around with you, flashing the kids as well. Remember that, Dan? It's quite strange how you've got Luke Pegler, Aaron Owen, Baz C, Mongo, and a number of other people like Sergeant Demon, quite a few people that's all starting to come forward that's been in your little groups, Dan. So again, Dan, you've been well caught, and I've told Bedfordshire Police exactly what you are. Gave them a lot of stuff, a lot of names, and what else is quite funny, PJ brings up Hannah Window, where you took her baby's pictures and started posting them up all over Facebook, threatening to put them on the dark web, Dan. Hannah Window doesn't fuck all to you. And let's just say there's some more stuff, isn't there, Dan?
Like, it don't bother me, you know what I mean? It's like it's just Christmas giving. I don't need to call the police. It's all done for me. See, like I said about with Rise, you know, it's funny. It's like someone just sent me a message a few minutes ago. Apparently, I was supposed to have been charged and convicted or something for something against a child back in 2000. Well, I was in jail in 2000 because of arson. And secondly, I wasn't even online back in those days. I wasn't even online. Never had been. So it's like, this is just crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I didn't even go online until sort of like 2006, 2007. So it's like, it's news to me, you know what I mean? But it's like people like that just, Rise, you are really one dumbass motherfucker, man. You know, but hey, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I just let them get on with it, you know what I mean? Let them get on with it, you know? But it's just crazy. This is just madness. He's obviously on some sort of a wind-up, or he's not got no alcohol or something. Because, I mean, I'm not triggered. I mean, I'm far from it, you know what I mean? I've got a son that's 19 years old that is fucking got 1,000 times more intelligence than that little scrape bag. So it's like, it's neither near nor there with me, you know what I mean? You know? This is just fucking mental. It's insane. Absolutely insane. But like I say, tomorrow will be a very good day for me. I don't think it's going to be very good for Rise, but hey, it is.
Just so everybody knows, it's now 1:40. Dan's been up all morning. He was on PJ's, he was on John West's, and the dog is still being locked in the cage. Again, he says his carers were coming. No carers have came yet, have they? Because in Dan's home, he will have a little rota thing for the carers to sign in to show that they've been there. Dan's never even showed that. So they can mark down the times that they're in there. And if there's anything for the next person to go in case there's been any problems or medication changes. But again, that dog's locked in that cage all day because Dan usually sits with the front door open, getting the fresh air in because the place is stinking. I've had it confirmed multiple times by people that went past his house and looked. I've caught him out plenty of times with front and back door open, but tricking him into turning his camera around, there's the dog in the cage. It's them jail fucking blankets you get, them big thick woolen things. Must have been like 4 or 5 on top of his cage in the middle of fucking summer next to his Sky fucking box, the TV, the PlayStation. So all the heat off of that, plus the fucking heat that's trapped within those blankets, and that poor dog is sitting in there fucking sweating. And that fat pig covers that dog up to keep him quiet. Well, he's sitting sweating on that chair with the doors and fucking windows open. And that poor little dog is stuck in that cage 24/7. And the only reason it lets it out at night is so people shut up and stop telling him to let the dog out. Because every time he goes on mute, the dog appears because the dog's coming out of the cage. All you are, Dan, is you're a fat, useless cunt. It's quite as simple as that. And it's quite funny because you cannot go anywhere in Bedford without an escort. It's just like when your auntie basically shut the door on you on Christmas Day when you went down to wish her a happy Christmas and she shut that door straight on you. She didn't want nothing to do with you because she knew.
It's what it is. It is what it is. So, you know, his live stream's now being recorded. It's now being sent to probably my social worker tomorrow. So it's like I say, it's neither near nor there with me. So, I find it hilarious. So, like I say, I've got all my criminal records since 1993. So, you know. So, but yeah, like I say, fucking poor old Rise, mate. He's going to have a real tough time tomorrow. He's going to have a real tough time tomorrow. That's all I am going to say. So, just let him get on with it to there. Fucking I'm just going to let him get on with it. I'm just waiting for a delivery. So yeah, like I say, I just let him get on with it now. Just let him get on with it. It's a shame, really. It's a shame, really, when he didn't want to learn and listen. Well, it's out of my hands now. It's out of my hands now. See, what Rise don't realise is being on a social care order means that your health workers have meetings with your care workers. Your care workers have meeting with your carers. Your carers all have meetings with all the others that I've just mentioned, plus the social worker. Then they have meetings all together and have meetings with the police. Then on top of that, they all get together and have meetings with the police. So it's like I say, I just hand over the evidence and let them deal with it. I don't have to call the police. And that's the funny thing about all this situation. Don't need to call the police. It's done for me. So it's like, it's neither near nor there with me, I'm afraid. But starting from tomorrow, he's going to have a rough time. He's going to have a real rough and hard time over this. So he ain't trolling me. He's trolling the system. He's trolling the law. He ain't trolling me. So, it's fucking mental, man. Absolutely mental. But like I say, he's begged of enough of my attention, so I'm not going to give him it. So, he wants my attention. He'll have to go to his solicitors. Because I guarantee it, after tomorrow, he will need solicitors. So, and it won't just be my solicitors. It'll be the social workers' legal team as well. So, like I say, peace out, guys, and have a nice Sunday. Rise, don't keep begging for my attention. If you want my attention, you'll get it in the courtroom. So, I will see you probably in that courtroom. So, take care all. Have a good Sunday. Have a good day. And peace out, guys. And see you all on the flip side. So, see you on the next one. Rise, stop begging for my attention, mate, because you ain't going to get it no more. You're a sad little boy. Just going to learn the hard way.
Well, I think you're going to learn the hard way, Daniel, because again, just remember, Dan, remember what I said when you're using people to threaten people. It's just like my legs were going to get snapped by Pages, brother. It only took me 3 minutes. And I think I put my point across to Pages' brother, Gary, because I don't think he'll be snapping anybody's legs. Just like Paula Sullivan, where he says she's getting you the information and she's going to hunt down these trolls. Well, it's a criminal offence for any police officer out of their duty to go and give out information that's on the PNC or NPC computer, whatever it is. So I will make sure Bedfordshire Police are well aware of that claim, and I'll give them the video. Not to forget, see your housing officer that you keep bringing up from Grand Union Housing. I think I'll have a little word with her, because when you're making claims that your next door neighbours have firearms in their homes and they're going to use it in people, I don't think they're going to be too happy with you, Daniel. As for your carers, Dan, let's just say there's not a lot of carers in Bedfordshire, and I will make sure that Joe, the carer, who you're claiming is your girlfriend and you're fantasising about, is made fully aware that you're having sexual fantasies about her, and I'll make sure she's taken off taking you out to Bedford, Dan. And I'm going to make sure, see your little cab that you get, your special cab to take you shopping and stuff, I'm going to make sure they're fully aware of what you've been doing and saying about them. So again, Dan, I don't need to do very much because you've already been caught. That's why you need that escort to do your shopping. Because Emma, got the message quite clear by the people that pulled her up. I don't think Michael was too happy that she get pulled up. That's why Michael hates you, isn't it, Dan? Because it was made crystal clear to her what will happen. And that's why you do not go to that cafe. It's quite strange, that, is it not, Dan? I find it absolutely hysterical because you shit yourself so bad, Dan. You've never been back to that cafe since. But again, Dan, keep thinking you're smart. I've outsmarted you a million times because not only have you admitted it multiple times that you've got the convictions, I know how many devices you've got, I know where you hide your devices. It's all with the police. They all know where you hide your phones and your SIM cards. And not to mention how many times I keep finding videos of you outside filming the young things, Dan, with your Jimmy Savile glasses on. And remember, I did tell people that you were hanging around outside the school where you stay. It's a bit strange that how you're hanging about other schools, Dan, around the area. But I've edited them, haven't I, Dan? Oh dear. Well, that's Dan. Another little exposure of Dan. And I think the great guys need to organise a night where they all report Daniel for continuously locking that dog up in the cage for all day and only letting it out for a couple of hours because that dog shits and pisses on its sleeping blankets. It's like it says, when he's live and people are bringing up, let the dog out. That dog doesn't go out into the garden. He cannot be even bothered to stand at his front door with the extendable lead and let that dog go out for a piss and a shit in the garden. So again, where is that dog pissing and shitting? It's definitely not that garden. Ain't that right, Dan? You're even terrified to show your face outside. All the time I will admit, Dan, you did show your face outside and you're cutting your rose bush, and that's because there was loads of police round the corner. Remember that, Dan? I wonder why the police were all round that corner. I know why they were round there. Because a couple of people were getting a bit rowdy with some of these cameras facing the public street. Anyway, Dan, that's enough for you. I'm going to watch the rest of the football. Mr. Film the kids in the street, You're not allowed to walk past your front door, Dan? There is plenty of kids there, isn't there, Dan? You say there's none, but let me assure you, there is lots of kids because I believe somebody's spoken to